Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I know you are watching this webinar or this stream from different locations all over the world. That is why I say good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. So, have different time zones. We have 24 time zones here on planet Earth, and from every part of our wonderful green planet, green and blue planet, you can watch this stream and get something interesting, get something useful that you can later on turn into your profits, hopefully. Now, let me introduce myself. My name is Thomas. I'm a trader and analyst with OLYMP TRADE. Been trading for a long time, 10 plus years. I know different kinds of trading tools, trading assets, trading modes, including, of course, forex, options, futures, FTT trades here with OLYMP TRADE, and just basic stock trading with leverage or without leverage. Uh, Futures I mentioned, options I also mentioned. So yeah, basically the thing is, or the question number one that many people ask themselves when they start trading, or they ask us, education people from OLYMP TRADE. Basically, so the question is, um, so how do I start trading, and what's the most important, like what's the best strategy? So my answer is, or probably the number one skill that everyone needs here when it comes to trading is not really to have this one single strategy, not to have like, don't put all your eggs in one basket. That is an old English saying, and that is so much true when it comes to trading. So don't really rely on that, one single shot, one single opportunity. No, uh, refer to trading as a like a marathon, as a very like extended into the future activity, and you can actually learn trading, and then you can get you can be getting profits from trading for like years to come. That, of course, will happen only in the case that you treat this as a serious activity, as maybe some form of a business venture. Because so trading is all about kind of like, yeah, building your like drawing up your business plan, drawing up your, like, checking out your resources, and so on and so forth. So there are so many different things that need to be taken into consideration, yet the kind of like the underlying principles remain the same. All you need to do, the looking from it from a bigger scale, bigger picture, all you need to do is you need to be able to predict where prices will move next, and that's pretty much probably the number one most important thing that you need to do with trading. You need to be yeah, I'm not talking about, of course, psychology, and so there are so many other uh, necessary skills that every trader needs to develop in their trading career or trading path. But of course, it all starts with defining where prices will move next. Now, since today's topic is market overview and some form of a fundamental analysis, which of course 95 or 99% of our time when we trade is devoted to technical analysis, because we don't really read that many news, and to be honest, there are not so many impactful news happening every second. And probably the the next problem associated with fundamental news and or fundamental analysis and news trading is that oftentimes, even if we predict everything correct in forms of what the actual number will be and how like how to forecast, there are certain methodologies to that. They are not so accurate, I would say. They only work maybe 50-60% of the time, not 50, like maybe 60-70% of the time. So they don't work like brilliantly, uh, but the point is that sometimes markets behave in a very irrational way. So it's not even like a rare case when some positive news is interpreted by the markets as a negative one, and as a result, the price actually goes down when it should be going upwards. So the markets are full of such controversies all over the place, and it's not even a rare thing. So that's kind of like a problem out there. So yeah, because we sometimes think that markets are something logical, something rational, something steady, but in result it's like that. So anyways, will Bitcoin reach $1 million in June month, says DevK3. So the thing is that it's a good question. Of course, there is a chance that this will happen, but if, for example, if I were talking about options, like options trading, so that would be a very interesting thing. So in this case, you would need, for example, if we were trading options now, you would need to buy a call option with a strike price of $1 million. And I would be very happy to sell you that option, because basically I know that the chance of this event equals to 0.0001%. Now, at the same time, this is a very I probably know where this question is coming from. So this question might be coming from this very interesting piece of news that is circulating the markets. Yeah, that is circulating the markets recently. Of course, is the these stocks. So one thing that can actually maybe lead to such circumstances, like resulting in Bitcoin rising to $1 million in June, is probably if the United States were to declare default or declare default. But of course, the chances are that's almost like 0.0001% chance of that under current circumstances. So, for example, maybe in 1, 2, 3, 5 years, when the U.S. debt will eventually exceed the GDP by maybe 2 times or 3 times, so that would be a very different story, and that would be like a different case. Now, there are talks of raising the debt ceiling, which is $31.4 trillion now, which is, if you look at the GDP of the United States, which is roughly 21 or 22 trillion dollars, so that's 1.5 times that amount. So that's 100%, 150% debt debt to GDP ratio. So that's quite a lot. That's significant. That's probably bigger than it is of Spain and Greece. I don't know. So that's still a lot. But the proper question is, like, before looking at this and like saying, oh wow, the United States is so much in debt. But the next question is, can the country actually serve or repay its debt, or its like monthly or yearly interest to this debt? And the answer is yes. So even though the situation is not bad, but it's also not it's not good, but it's also not too bad, to be honest. And all these talks about that, so this ceiling debt will not be raised. Well, I don't know, but chances are everything will be okay, and by the 1st of June, this so within probably this week and the next week, this debt ceiling will be raised, and everything's gonna be fine. So no debt, no default will happen. So anyways, what is our next question? So yeah, and of course, if the default in the United States were to happen, so then a lot of money would flow into Bitcoin and other assets like gold, of course, which is hold on, I need to reboot the platform. So yeah, if we look at gold, I still consider gold to be like this, that yeah, just by looking at how, so even though all the investors, like everyone sees this triple top formation here, it's like 1, 2, 3, and the price is still there, so it's definitely bound for an for breakout. Like definitely this breakout will happen. We just need to wait maybe a little bit. So we need some form of a trigger, because without this trigger, it can stay like this for some time while more and more positions are being accumulated, and then all of a sudden there will be a breakout. So that's what I expect from gold in the nearest days to come, or probably weeks or months. I don't know, within some time in the summer, towards September, I think. Now, so yeah, so this question was from Arjun. Could you please let us know about the current trend on gold? So yes, this trend it's still uptrend. It still is an uptrend. As you can see, we went from 1600 and almost up to 2100. So we got stopped here. Now it's okay. It's some form of a pullback. It is some form of a correction here right now, but I think that overall the price is definitely heading for the further uptrend, and that's pretty much inevitable, guys. That's almost like inevitable, and it will happen like very soon. Like uptrend. I don't see any reason for gold, like fundamentally speaking. I see so much support for the continuation of the gold. Well, I cannot really call like a rally, but I mean like for gold, which is moving not that fast. So yes, this can be considered a rally. So, and of course, if something bad happens to the US economy or the world economy, of course, once again, as always, the investors will be in search for some protective. So they call them protective protection assets. And assets like gold. Now it's digital cryptocurrencies, so stuff like that. Well, anyways, so the next question is, how can we trade the NFP news? It's very important news and also high moments. So how can we get benefit from forex? Well, yeah, pretty much, even though the NFP is considered to be the most important news release of the month, or like the most important piece of news whatsoever. So yes, that's true. How do you trade that? Well, basically there isn't like this unique recipe in terms of it's so much different from other significant news releases. One thing that is kind of true for almost every non-farm is that there is so much volatility like every time. But when it comes to like predicting where prices will move next, it's still kind of like an open question. So sometimes there are positive results that exceed expectations by a lot, and you have this huge like upwards push or like downwards push. So it's kind of there, like it happens, but to be honest, like to predict it 100%. I don't know. It's still kind of like you need to open trades like up or down, and it's not so much different from other news releases. Uh, so like I say, in my opinion, it's a little bit of guesswork. And then also there is this thing that's called slippage. So in case your the price of an asset like drops significantly and like quickly, that results in a big loss in terms of that your position gets closed not by your stop loss, but that also gets dragged like downwards or upwards significantly. So that is a little bit also kind of like off the table option for me, so I don't really trade it. Even though yes, I watch the news, it's interesting, but for me, maybe I would instead watch the kind of like the secondary reaction from the market, and I would try and see how the market reacted, what the numbers were, and after approximately 60 seconds after the news has been released, I might open my next trade, and I might, after after I've noticed, I realized where the market is headed. Now, what do we have today here? So in the economic calendar, so talking about the news, nothing here. Wow. So the uh, People's Bank of China, basically the loan prime rate, which is now 3.65%. Probably it's one of the smallest, one of the lowest in the world now. Like how much is it in Europe? Like like close to 4%, 4.5. In the United States, that close to 5%. So yeah, interest rates are crazy in Europe now and in the United States. So, well, let's move on. So it's very difficult to take loans, and it's very bad for the economy. So that's why I think. So yeah, we have this FOMC meetings on the May 24th Wednesday. So that's gonna be a very significant piece of news. Next. So yes, we talked about this. Tomorrow, yes, a big portion of news from the United Kingdom. You can see that. So a little bit of information from the United States, and of course, yes, Wednesday usually. So Wednesday and Thursday are usually the busiest days on the markets, and we are going to see. So yeah, FOMC meetings. So FOMC meetings and ECB speech by the President Christine Lagarde. So these are going to be the most important news releases of this week, because basically they are going to be talking about inflation. They are going to be talking about all these about all these current problems in the economies of the European countries and the United States. So the developed countries, I'm not even talking about Japan, which is like in so much struggle now. So yes, everyone expects action from them, and yeah, and also at this and this level of interest rates, it's very much impossible to, like, for the economy to keep running, and that's why I assume that they will have to sort of say that. Well, I don't know what they're gonna say, because look, the CPI, or inflation in the UK region, so in the United Kingdom, is forecasted 8.3. The previous one was 10.1, so it's still huge. And I don't know if everyone of you, well, I mean, prices have gone up like everywhere in the world, right? Not just in the Europe, in the European countries. It's all over the place. It's all over the world. And what's gonna happen next? It's so difficult to say. Like, I have no idea. Now, so yeah, that was about Biden. Now, guys, I just want to recommend to you this. So the Investing is a great website, has so much information here. So I just happened to read this article, which is quite interesting. It talks about Netflix, talks about Tesla, talks about so Western Digital, not so important. A little bit about OpenAI and about Microsoft. Now, the most interesting thing that I've read is Tesla. So why is why is Tesla rallying here? As you can see there, the last the last 4 days were green, and so the rumors are that, not even the rumors, but that was kind of like the semi-official announcement by Elon Musk, that he finally considers of launching some advertisement for Tesla. And so this advertisement will probably boost sales even further, but I actually don't know, because I heard these rumors that basically they don't really have the capacity to like meet the current demand and the current the current orders. So I don't know, because I think there is so much demand for Tesla, and they cannot meet all the request. Now the thing is that also I want to tell you, so we don't really have these stocks available on the OLYMP Trade platform, but it's not just Tesla. There are so many other electronic vehicle EV manufacturers out there. So one that I kind of can say from the top of my head, like without even having to look at my prompts, it's of course it's Lucid Group, the luxury car maker from California. But as you can see, their stock is here. I'm actually, to be honest, I consider, I'm actively thinking now of adding this stock to my stocks portfolio, which I mentioned to you a long time ago. That once you trade for a while, you become more seasoned trader. You eventually switch from quick trades like 1 minute trades, like 30-second trades, or anything like that, towards more long-term investments, long-term approach. And I have this stocks portfolio, and I'm really considering adding some of these stocks here because they seem to be so cheap now. Of course, they can all drop to zero. Of course, they can all go bankrupt. But given the current popularity, so NIO is a Chinese manufacturer. So what was the lowest one? The lowest one was like 2, but it seems that no one kind of wants to sell these stocks anymore, and they're currently trading at 8. So NIO, Lucid, RIVN, Rivian Automotive. So this one is kind of like a different example. So it's trading like, they had their IPO at 100 something, 110, and now they're like 90%. They're trading 90% lower, which is crazy. But yeah, there are so many different tech companies that are currently, and even though this one is posting like positive reports, better than expected, but still the company is suffering losses. So yeah, there are some companies that I feel like I definitely want to add to my stocks portfolio because this demand. I don't know, is this like a hype? So this doesn't seem like a hype, like EV electric vehicles anymore. It's like, of course, there are so many problems associated with that. You need so much lithium for that and so much energy. But I mean, like, so many governments have declared that they want to go carbon neutral somewhere towards 2050, I think, and we are just 27 years away from that. So like the next problem lies in the current electric grid, like not just in the US but everywhere in the world, especially in Europe, where it's not really prepared to, like if everyone starts charging their cars, their EVs, from the central grid, no one knows what will happen. But right now, recently blew my OLYMP account, says Matt Pips. Well, so that can happen, especially, so that happened to me a few times when I was just beginning my trading career. Didn't happen on my OLYMP Trade account, but happened with my few other brokers a long time ago. But yeah, I think I've told this story a few times already, so I don't want to repeat it, word to word completely. But one of my biggest single day losses happened when I opened my trades, and I sort of at that time I was working. I had a regular job, so I went to a cafe, opened these positions, bought some stocks, and that stock was like going crazy upwards. And then I was like so happy, and I closed my laptop, and I didn't even close this position. And then the next day there was this huge gap down, and I was like already, I think that was like almost $3,000 a day, like daily loss, something around these figures. Like it was devastating to me. Maybe it was a little less. Probably it was like around 2,000, 2,500, something like that. Don't remember exactly. And the problem was that I just didn't, I didn't follow the rules of technical analysis. I just, opened trades, forgot about what I did. Didn't put a stop loss, didn't check on time, didn't basically that was a combo, that was a strike with like every possible mistake regarding trading there was I made on that trade, and that was the result of that. And yeah, do I regret it now? Of course, now I don't regret it, because those numbers are kind of funny for me nowadays. But still, that was a significant loss, especially in the beginning of the career. And I was on the edge, I was on the brink of giving everything up after such a loss. But then I was like, okay, I got to give it a try. Then I had another big loss, and then after two big losses, but the second one was a little smaller, was definitely smaller. And only then I was like, okay, so now I should slow down, and I shouldn't be so crazy, so reckless about my trades. Now, guys, one more thing that I want to talk today is brand. So brand, why is it even interesting? Because well, it seems like China is going out of this shall I call it like a COVID crisis? No, it's not COVID. Like, well, yeah, basically the economy is recovering, and I feel that we have so much potential here with Brent, with oil. Overall, like, of course, it's WTI, Urals, and all other WTI, sweet, Arabian sweet, etc. So the thing is that we have so much potential with oil, I think, and it seems like the U.S. government keeps unleashing some of their strategic petroleum reserves, because they keep decreasing by 2 million, 2.5, maybe 3 million barrels per week, and that is a significant. And I mean, like, they are not replenishing those strategic petroleum reserves at this price. They were expecting $60, and they said they would be replenishing only when the price drops towards 60. Now at 75, 76, they are not replenishing. Then and instead they're using those strategic petroleum reserves, which are quote unquote strategic ones. So it's kind of like I know that's a question. I'm like really wondering like what's gonna happen next, because those numbers have already dwindled from dropped from almost 600 million barrels down to 359, so something like that. So 359, and maybe towards the end of summer it'll be close around maybe 320, 330, and then kind of like the winter season comes. I don't know, it's just interesting, but I think overall Brent is really bound for up trades, definitely. Now let's have a quick look at gold. So I had a losing trade on gold. I was expecting that this level 1975 would hold. Nope, it didn't hold, and now I'm like considering re-entering this trade on gold, but I kind of want to wait for the price of gold to sort of go up, break above, and then kind of stay above this 1975 level, because I think this is where the price should be. And I think right now we are still kind of like have not really broken out of this descending channel. Well. So a few final thoughts here about so Euro USD. It seems like the Euro USD pair has found its support level. I'm still holding on this trade like 2 weeks already, downwards trade. Probably I should be closing this trade quite soon, because I think that this 1.075 level is now acting as a very strong support level, and we can easily bounce off of this level and go upwards. That's what I think. So yeah, things are looking like this. So yeah, well, guys, I think that is going to be it for today. I don't really have that many other news releases today. Now, I would like to remind you that we do conduct webinars in probably 7 different languages now. We do have webinars in Indonesian, in Thai, in English, in Hindi, in Spanish, in Portuguese, and in Arabic. So yes, exactly 7 languages we speak at least 700 different languages. In reality, we speak more, so you can always have a chance to attend our webinars. Just find the appropriate the according channel, the according YouTube channel on YouTube. And yeah, wishing you all wonderful trading week. That's it. And so wonderful, have wonderful profits, enjoy trading, learn, get feedback from the market, work on your mistakes, eradicate them, and the profits are not far away actually. And yes, if you want to master our trading strategies or trading skills in general, so feel free to join our webinars, which are tomorrow, like I said, basically every day of the week. Just find the language you want, and yeah, wishing you good luck in your trades and your other, like, all walks of life. And that's it, guys. Thank you very much for your attention. I'll see you soon. Thomas signing out. Bye bye.